Hello, people that exist. This is a holiday recommendations list. I'm doing it early because Hanukkah this year is early, and some people celebrate Hanukkah. Shockingly, it is a wasn't funny. There's a ladder now. I don't know. This is part one because I'm at my mom's, and I only have limited books here. But I'm going to do some recommendations of my own. I am being redundant this evening. In case you didn't know, I'm being redundant. But this is also random, but I have more tabs in Animal Farm now. I finished than I have in any other book. The Giver was 259. This is 298 tabs. 50. So 100 of those tabs are from the last two chapters. 50 in each. Oh my. A lot happened in this. So I'm going to get this started. And we'll start with middle grade. And I'm going to do multiple age groups. These are all fantasy. And so multiple age groups and popular and less well-known for each age. So starting with popular middle grade, there's only really one thing I could choose, which is Percy Jackson, obviously. There are a few. I could go grab some Rick Riordan Presents books, which are good, but not really sure it's necessary to start with Percy Jackson. It's one of the best. It deserves its spot. Oh, and also I have a new phone. So that exists, I guess. But Percy Jackson is based on Greek mythology, written by Rick Riordan. It's one of the most well-known middle grade book series, and it deserves that. It is very good. Now on to the less well-known book. So for the unpopular middle grade series, shockingly to anyone who's watched my channel for a while, the Jinx Trilogy by Sage Blackwood. It is so good. I can't really say much. It's about a kid, Jinx, who gets abandoned in the forest, or at least his stepfather tries to abandon him in the forest. But he fails, and Jinx is taken away by a wizard, who then raises him, pretty much. And stuff ensues from there. This is my favorite series ever, so it's saying a lot, but yeah. Please read this. This is a great series. It's only a trilogy. You might be able to buy a box set, but Jinx by Sage Blackwood, very good. Highly recommend it. Before we get to the YA section, I just want to add Restart by Gordon Korman is really good for anyone who likes realistic fiction. It's rather good. So for YA, there are going to be 4 sections because I read more YA than probably anything else. And there are also some other good YA books, or probably good YA books, on my shelves, but I have yet to read them because restraint is not one of my skills, especially when it comes to buying books. But first is The Last Magician. It's a 4-book series. Not sure what to call that. Quartet, I guess? I don't know. but it's a 4-book series. It deals with time travel. It's fantasy. It's urban fantasy, but it goes mostly to 1902. I believe 1902. Just a moment. I need to. Yeah, 1902. 1901, 1902. But, it's very good. As I have said for all of these, it's rather popular, I think. I don't read that many popular fantasy series, at least in YA. But, yeah, a Thief, it has possibly the greatest twist at the end of any book, this first book, and it's really damn good. I highly recommend it. Okay, I'm going to try and inevitably fail to speed this up, so I'm not sure whether this or the next one is more popular, but I'm going to do this because it has fancy additions, one of which is this, which is Crown of Feathers by Nikki Palprito. It's, again, one of my favorite series. Probably it will most likely be on the list I do at the end of the year for my top 10 favorite series. But this is the fancy jacket that they give us, or that comes with a box set thing. This is the normal cover, but it comes with a lot of other stuff too. It comes with a little plushie. Oh, I'll show a bit of it, but before I do, this is a very good series. It deals with phoenixes and a lot of betrayal and family and cool stuff. Just a moment. You get a little plushie, you get a little pin, you get a few other things, but I don't want to put them over here, so moving on. So next is one of my new favorite series, especially due to book 2, which I reviewed. Yeah, I reviewed the Raybear duology by Jordan Ifueko. Yeah, Ifueko. But can't really say much. It's one of the greatest worlds. It's some beautiful prose, the most beautiful back cover art there is, and I guess I'll explain it a bit. So basically, the main character's mom wants her to kill someone, but when she meets the someone she doesn't want to kill him, she loves him. So that ensues. So, moving on to the least popular of the YA. So the least popular YA series is actually self-published, and again, if you know my channel, you know what this is. It's Arafine by David F. Ferris. This is volume 1, which is why it's 1,000 pages. Oh, and speaking of, book 7 has been postponed, which I'm slightly disappointed about. But also, it's going to be more than 300,000 words, which I am not disappointed about. But Arafine is an epic fantasy, and very much an epic fantasy. And this is very much an epic signature. The first book is character focused though, so I guess I can say that as a negative, but otherwise this is absolutely amazing. It's my second favorite series, and it could easily become my favorite series. So now I'm going to say moving on to adult. As usual, I forgot to mention something. Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim is rather good. I haven't read the second book, but it's rather good. This Spin the Dawn, not the second book. I haven't read the second book, so I can't say that the second book is good. Spin the Dawn, also good recommendation. I would say it falls somewhere around the Raybear area of being known. Next is possibly the most basic recommendation I can make for a popular adult, and that's because Lord of the Rings. It's both the only popular adult book I have here. Most of the adult books I have are at my dad's, but it is really good. Shockingly, wait, I should remove that. Lord of the Rings. It's Lord of the Rings. That's all there is to say. Lord of the Rings is Lord of the Rings. Now read it. Okay, and this book isn't particularly not well known, but I don't really have anything else here. My dad's I do. But here I don't really have anything else except for Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. That was graceful. It's long, and unlike Lord of the Rings, it's hard to really grasp onto. Lord of the Rings is kind of hard for a first-timer, but it's pretty good if you can get through it, just from what I remember. It's a lot, though. So, this one is probably the most, I'm not sure you should read it sort of thing, because in this case, I'm honestly not sure. Much more depends on the person, whereas for the others, I feel like it's more like either read this or die, or I really like this, read this. So, yeah, it's pretty good, but that's all. Thank you for watching, and keep on existing.